way.
Yep, I really didn't.
Oh my God.
All right, I started hitting record as soon as I said I didn't hit record. All right, starting the episode now. That's going to make the episode really good content.
Brunch.
Hit it, boys! All right, well, now we're kind of screwed because the episode started with me reading you a news story with twists and turns, and now I feel like you kind of know all the twists and turns.
Yeah, I do.
The
And
update was...
This is like the third time in a row where we've had a didn't hit record situation.
Just twice.
No.
And there was one in between.
The third time I jumped in and I ensured that you hit record. This time I made the mistake of trusting you. You didn't hit record.
No, I don't think that's what happened. All right.
Yep.
So the update is forget murder hornets, experts say. This is the real murder insect. And we discussed in the episode that murder hornets have such a good place in our life. And even though it was basic to be all in on the murder hornet right away, sometimes being basic is a good thing. Like if you're not basic, then you don't hear Justin Bieber songs or Taylor Swift songs, and the joke's on you then.
Yeah, we don't shy away from being basic at times. And, I said that, I don't want the murder hornets to kill anybody. I don't want them to be like a real fear in my life, but I like that they're out there. They're interesting to me. It's an intriguing presence. So the fact that we're already sort of shoo-shooing away the murder hornets is a bit disappointing to me. Might
be a little stolen valor on your part. I said I don't want them near me, but I want them in discussion. I want us talking about it's good to be able to have something out there that mythical and that horrible sounding. And especially now, like we just need stuff to do. We need a bad, like when people were like, if you stay inside, then you're letting the coronavirus win. The coronavirus is not a human thing. It doesn't have a heartbeat.
Like you can't
Murder Hornet does
it with like the willpower.
Right. Murder Hornet does.
Right.
Even if we're never going to see one, it could be out there.
Right. And I think that like we as a people right now, a lot of us need like an additional fear to keep us inside.
Oh yeah, it's the old your knee hurts, so you pinch your arm every now and then so that you don't feel that pain. One is overpowering the other. So from CBS, insect experts say that people should calm down about the big bug with the nickname murder hornet unless you're a beekeeper or honeybee. The Asian giant hornets, blah, blah, blah. They're not the real killer of humans, but there is one insect that we should be fearing more. And we then go on to say in this past episode that if you're going to poo-poo murder hornets, that's fine, as long as you're giving me something else. You can't just take murder hornets off the table and say, "Oh, you're lame for buying into this," blah blah, and then I have to go like watch another episode of Raymond because I don't have anything else to do. I need a replacement. So this entomologist offers a replacement, but it's such a lame replacement because it's like one of those. It's almost like a trick question, when they'll say like, "Oh, who caught Brett Favre's first pass?" Oh, it was Brett Favre because it went up. Blah 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 blah.
You know what it is? It's like the well actually of replacements.
Right. By the way, this might be problematic. I don't like that well actually got applied to just men. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice that, no.
In the world's realization that men are generally not the best, which big agree, well actually got associated with that.
No, I don't like that.
Like well actually became like a
well
big...
actually.
Right. Like
well actually.
Well, yeah, well actually became a big part of mansplaining, which now not to mansplain about it, mansplaining is a man assuming they know more than a woman and telling them about something that they probably don't need explained.
Like I'm sure well actually falls into that umbrella, but it's not like a thing that's exclusive to men.
Yeah, well actually is just being a know-it-all.
Right.
So I don't like that because I don't know. I like to point out that somebody's doing a well actually without being like, oh yeah, that's because the reason that person well actually do is because they're a bad guy. I was like, no, they were just being a dick. Anyway, And don't well actually. And don't mansplain. And don't say that well actuallying is necessarily mansplaining.
And don't
because otherwise we'll never get rid of well actually for real.
Too.
What's that?
And don't manspread. Manspreading is terrible too.
Oh, dude, I never did that. I never, ever did that.
And credit to you. You have big thighs.
Oh, that let me tell you, I've got lots of reasons why I could be manspreading. I never did that. I was like, that's what an absurd thing to do. That's what I would say to my friends in like middle school. They would see like adults do it and they would start doing it. I was like, why are you sitting so weird? That's the stupidest way to sit. Don't you know how much space a person sitting usually takes up? God, like what do you do on a plane? Psycho? Anyway.
Probably recline their seat.
Probably. Anyway, University of Illinois entomologist May Barenbaum said of the worry, people are afraid of the wrong thing. The scariest insect out there are, and I hate that phrasing from her. I was very distraught the last time too. She said mosquitoes, which that was annoying because like we know that mosquitoes are bad. We've always known that.
Yep.
I need a new thing. If you had said
like, nobody's gonna, the mosquitoes like are annoying, but they don't inflict fear. They don't. They don't get you like. They don't get you riled up. They don't headline anything.
You know what mosquitoes are?
Do I know what mosquitoes are?
Yeah, you know what they are?
What?
No, I should be like, there are these little flies. No, do you know what mosquitoes are? Mosquitoes are the car travel of insects.
Yeah. Oh, so many more people die per day in car accidents.
No, you don't do that voice because it's correct.
I know it's correct, but it's a technicality.
It's this big threat that for some reason humans are like, yeah, I'm not scared of it though. I do it so often that I'm not afraid of it. And then you take little other risks that happen less frequently and you're afraid to do it because you're like, hey, I don't
you're saying like murder hornets are like airplanes and mosquitoes are like car travel.
Exactly. I mean, I'm sure there's stats out there. I could be wrong on this. I'm sure there's stats on there that say skydiving is safer than car travel. But everybody will get in a car. Most people, I would say, would get in a car before they'll jump out of a freaking plane. You know?
Right. So I think you have to. I think so. Like with mosquitoes and car travel, you have to respect the threat.
Respect the threat.
Respect the threat, but I don't think that you can be crippled like by the fear.
You know what though? I don't hate. Maybe this can be a little well actuallying. I don't hate getting up next time we're in public places. Getting up and running away from a mosquito the way that you would run from a bee. And then when someone says, hey, chill out, it's just a mosquito, you
respect the threat.
You say, well, actually, mosquitoes are the biggest threat to our bodies.
Yeah, we should make it our personal brand to just be deathly afraid of mosquitoes.
I love that. Shirts that say respect and then there's like a cartoon mosquito, the threat. That would be a hit. Respect the threat, and then you can well actually people. Did you know that thousands of people die a year from mosquito bites? And the answer is always going to be yes.
We should make shirts that they're like respect the threat with a cartoon mosquito, and then on the back it'll be like the Rob Thomas shirt that we made for St. Patrick's Day, where it's just like a whole blocks of tiny text that's just explaining the threat of mosquitoes.
So I think we've gotten there. We are going to treat mosquitoes the way that like the idiots were treating murder hornets of being like super scared. Like, you mean tell me there's a fucking thing out there just gonna come to me and suck my blood and it's gonna give me it's got diseases in it? It's sucking everybody else's blood, getting their diseases, giving them to me. I think that's how mosquitoes kill people, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
Right? It gets like a bad
gets a bad batch.
Yeah, it gets a bad suck and then takes it over to you.
A bad suck.
Drops a little the bad suck.
That mosquito had a bad suck.
So, oh, God. So fucking mosquito comes up to me. I'm thinking nothing of it because you know me, just red-blooded American, not afraid of anything. And I don't know if it had a bad suck before or something, but I am sick today.
I just love the term of having a bad suck.
The bad suck?
I had a bad suck.
Should we make a movie poster? That's going to be the art for today's episode. It's going to be the big sick, except everyone on the cover is a mosquito. It's going to say the bad suck.
Big fan. I was going to say that I would be down with treating like the murder hornet situation or like the murder insect situation, like the WWE 24/7 title belt. I don't know if you know what that is.
I know nothing about that.
Yeah,
man.
I would assume so. It's basically it's the title that Gronk won, and it's like you win it, but it can be taken from you at any time if anybody is able to pin you, like anywhere at any time. So if
it's like icing somebody,
huh?
So it's like icing somebody.
Basically, yeah.
You just like see somebody, you see Rob Gronkowski around that street, you're like, let me out. You run over to him and pin him. Give me the fucking belt, chump. Yeah.
Which I fucking love that idea. I mean, it's a very cool concept. But I was like saying, like, I feel like any insect can have murder attached to it if they're able to take down the current title holder.
Yes.
So like, I was totally down with that idea, but I think we've gotten to a better place with this discussion, is that we just need to treat the mosquitoes like the murder insect.
Do you think that we should do things like our guy, Phoenix, Arizona? What's his name? Oh, Coyote Peterson? Is that his name?
The guy who...
That was weird how my brain made that association. I thought his name was Phoenix because his name was Coyote. Coyote, right? Coyote Peterson?
Is that the dude who makes YouTube videos? I
think so. It goes around getting stung by everything.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but sure.
We should make videos like that. We're like, oh, I got one. It's a mosquito. And I'm going to take the entomology, what is it, like pliers, tongs, whatever. Mm-hmm. Got to be very careful I crushed it. It was a mosquito.
It's just like a supercut of like 90 different mosquitoes. And then the 91st one bites you and you're just rolling around on the ground. Screaming.
And you're like, hey, I know you're in pain, man. I need you to tell me what's going on. I got bit by a mosquito. What do you think happened? I'm pissed.
Starting to swell already.
Anything could happen. Do you know this poses the greatest risk of any of the bugs out there? Which I think that we'd have to do some math on this or some research. I don't think we're going to do it, but there are, of course, bugs that if it bites you poses a bigger threat than a mosquito. It's just that people more frequently get bitten by mosquitoes, and mosquitoes are everywhere. Like if there were there's got to be bugs that have like venomous stingers that, like, if those were there instead of mosquitoes, then we'd really be dropping off like flies.
Yeah, it's like saying like McDonald's is like the best burger or like the most prolific burger chain in the world. It's like, yeah, because they're everywhere. It doesn't mean that they have the most. Doesn't mean they have the best burger,
right?
But they do.
Although, did you do? Yeah, man, quarter pounder with cheese. What a good sandwich. Did you see something in the news that Chick-fil-A passed McDonald's in something?
No,
I don't know what it was. Derry tweeted it, but I didn't read it. I almost checked out the replies. Probably some shit like "Shut up, Darren," or whatever. But there was a pretty good. I don't like. This was like online bullying, but I think that Darren is in on the joke with. Like the game is like Darren tweets something with information and then someone responds to it calling him a nerd or something. But somebody tweeted out a story about someone who worked at ESPN forever. And Darren quote tweeted, just really walked into this one. Quote tweeted it with, "Wow, I've known this man for 15 years and had never heard this story until now. Incredible." Every single response was, "It's because you're not his friend, Darren." He only tells that story to his friends.
Oh man, I love Darren Rovell.
That's pretty. Yeah, I've always been pro Darren Rovell.
While we're talking about the health stuff,
yeah,
and threats to health, did you know that a healthy diet can help boost your immune system?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I did know that.
I'd like to know more.
There's a lot of information going around right now on how to keep yourselves healthy and virus-free. Awaken 180 Weight Loss wants you to know that along with other important preventative measures, eating healthy can help strengthen your immune system too. If your body is preoccupied cleaning up from unhealthy foods, then it isn't able to invest energy in fighting off new diseases. And you may be more likely to get sick and stay sick longer. With Awaken 180 Weight Loss, you can become your healthiest self while still being socially responsible. Instead of gaining weight while stuck at home, why not lose weight with Awaken 180 Weight Loss? Sounds like a good deal to me. You'll receive weekly one-on-one virtual coaching, the tools and foods, all from the comfort of your own home. Make the most of staying at home during time during this time and call the solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 Weight Loss online at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken 180 weightloss.com.
I'd say I've hit the Hank collecting minerals portion of whatever this is.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What are you doing?
Just searching on Twitter every 5 minutes for Focal Banger, Heady Topper, or Alchemist, and seeing if a place says, "Hey, we just got some Focal Banger," and then I sprint there and try to get it. So far, I'm 1 for 2 in physical trips, but like probably 1 for 8 if you count like, oh shoot, I just got to finish this thing and then I'll be able to leave in 20 minutes, finish the thing, call up the place, and I'm like, yo, you posted 3 seconds ago that you had this beer and that there was a limit of 1 4-pack per person. You obviously still have some, right? And they're like, no, we only had 30 cases. Of course that all went in a
I'm
second.
happy you got that one, though. Congratulations.
Yeah, I got that one, but what I'd like to do is, and I'm kind of doing this out of boredom. I do love Focal Banger. Focal Banger is great. Heady Topper. I don't know if we've ever discussed the Alchemist on here, but it's a Vermont brewery that is very popular, very sought after. I think that I could be wrong. I think they were very, very, very early on the New England IPA game. So they were, I think for a while, everyone loved Heady Topper because it was this really gross looking double IPA and people are obsessed with it. I think it was very overrated. And now you can find a double IPA anywhere. So anyway, but it's just like rare and it's a fun thing, I guess, to try to go get something that everybody wants. Like if Jordans were cheaper and more attainable, I think that right now if places were like, hey, we got the Jordan 503s, don't even have them in your size, but if you rush here in the next 20 minutes, you can get them. I'd be like, yes, that's my day. It gives me something to do.
Well, I mean, at least you're entertaining yourself somehow. This week was the week that I finally gave up on my Portland trip happening.
I talked to Jim about that, actually.
Really?
Yeah. We were just in the DMs talking about beer, and I was saying I think I'm going to make a Maine trip at some point, just to have the stuff. And I'd also like to. Some of my friends have done this. One of my friends actually did it to me yesterday. He said, "Hey, I'm coming by in like half hour." He came with his. He showed up. He had his dog with him, and he put 4 beers from Treehouse on my front steps and was like, here you go. And I've heard of friends doing this where they'll either go to Treehouse or they'll go someplace with very sought after, very delicious beer and then drive around giving it to their friends. And of course, assuming all the proper precautions are taken, what a nice thing to do. And you must feel great doing that.
Yeah.
Like I was jealous of him.
That makes me want a friend.
Yeah, I was thinking about like, I mean, if I got more Focal Banger or whatever, like that's my plan. I want to pull a like, hey, go outside your apartment, and then you come out and like I've left some beer for you. But now that I've told you I want to do that, I'm gonna have to fake you out a few times. Be like, hey, go outside your apartment.
No, you can't fake me.
It's a bag of poop on fire.
You just fucking, hey, come outside your apartment, and there's just a fucking horde of mosquitoes waiting for me.
Get them, boys.
No, you can't fake me
like
out.
all you want. He's not afraid.
Stick 'em. Yeah, I mean that's a great move. That's a great friend move to just be like quarantine Santa Claus with beer.
Yes, one of our friends, or a friend of a friend, I would consider him a friend. I don't know what he thinks of me. I think he likes me. Anyway, someone that I see at like Christmas parties and weddings and such did that with a bunch of people in my friend group at the beginning of this, which I thought was very nice. He went to Treehouse and then just like drove around and exactly quarantine Santa Claus, dropping off some cool stuff. Very, very nice of him. So I'd like to do that. And also going to get something means you're getting in a car and driving around and stuff.
Yeah, I was driving around the other day. I forget what I was doing, but I was driving and I was like, damn, I kind of missed this. I just missed driving around. Like I know people are taking walks and stuff. I might just start taking drives. It's a lot less effort.
Yeah.
It's just I like driving. I like being in the car, listening to some music, and just going nowhere.
It was funny in talking to Jim about your old trip up to Portland to ME.
What did he say, by the way? Did he say that he doesn't think it's? I think that he said he doesn't think it's going to happen.
Right. I said I'm thinking of taking a thing to blah blah, and I got into the how it took me longer to realize. I think I said this on here that it's not just that I'm not doing the things that I planned on doing. It's that I don't get to do anything. Like it's not like, hey, you don't get to go to Martha's Vineyard, but whatever. Like think of the money you'll save by going to a bar in Boston that night. Oh wait, you're not going to a bar in Boston either.
Yeah.
And those concerts you were going to, there's no other concerts. So we were talking about that, and he was like, "Yeah, I think we're about set to cancel a trip to Portland with Pete." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were part of that." I was like, "We talked about it last week." He seems to have some hope, and he was like, "I talked to him a couple days ago. He didn't sound too optimistic about it." And I was like, well, that's amazing because the only thing that changed from Pete being optimistic to him being pessimistic was he spoke to me. And then I thought that was really beautiful.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate
just like we talked about it for like 10 seconds. And then you're like, that's all it takes.
10 seconds takes to this one. Crush my morale.
Yeah, to be like, you know what? I don't think
we lose all
happening.
hope.
But your plan wasn't, I think your plan is possible, but it made it seem like you guys were all going to stay in one Airbnb together or something, right?
Yeah, that is the plan.
So that's what would be tough. I think that you guys could do it if you still did social distancing and you got your own places, but that would be tough and maybe not worth it.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that would be worth it. Like I think the entire thing for me, like I'd be definitely down to go up there, support the breweries, hang out, like even if it's not in the breweries and stuff, but like it's going to be depressing if we have to go up there and stay 6 feet apart the entire time.
Right. So I was thinking of doing that because I'm doing at some point I'm going to do a trip to just get beer. And I was like, maybe I could go with somebody and we could take separate cars, but that would really not be any sort of bonding experience. In fact, that would just probably be like even more lonely than doing it by yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm down with like all these people seeing each other and whatever and social distancing and stuff. But like at some point it just becomes more depressing than just sheltering yourself and like just kind of closing off your mind. Yeah. Like actually going out and like attempting to do stuff while distancing is kind of depressing.
One thing I have heard of, and you need a designated driver to do this, but you have someone. Say you're coupled up, living together, quarantined together, whatever. You drive to a friend's place, park in their driveway. Obviously, one person's a designated driver, so they're not drinking. The person whose home it is gets in their car, and you guys just pull up closest to each other and just drink some beers in your cars. Because that's at least like you're communicating and seeing each other, kind of.
Why don't you just like hang out in the driveway, 6 feet apart?
That's true.
I'm always down with like sitting on like opposite sides of a street, just hang out, have some sidewalk beers.
I did that
like
when my
chair
friend
or something. I'm down with that.
My friend came with his dog and he walked her, and I just walked on the opposite side of the street, and we shouted at each other for everybody to hear.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, like it's depressing, but whatever. I mean,
it's depressing, but whatever. Everybody leave that comment on the podcast review the podcast 5 stars with it's depressing, but whatever. # respect the threat. We could also make like respect the threat in the font of like what were those what was the company that like douchebag lifters would wear? It was like
Affliction.
It was a t-shirt that said, I forget what it was, like one word. Not Affliction. Maybe like people would cut the sleeves off them. It was a shirt that just said the name of the company, not Supreme. Not shit. But it was very much
No Fear.
No Fear was tight though. No Fear was very cool. No Fear and One, all those kind of blend together.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'll bring the and one slippers back. Those things ruled.
Hey, by the way, today's episode is also brought to you by Warby Parker. Warby Parker is one of my favorite brands and sponsors of this podcast because I wear them on my face all the time. I'm wearing them right now.
On the face.
Look at these sexy frames. Warby Parker was founded with a rebellious spirit and a lofty goal to create boutique quality eyewear at a revolutionary price point. Offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams, Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and informally in stores. I'm assuming that there's not a lot of in-store activity going on these days. Glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses. Sunglasses, progressive lenses, and blue light lenses are also available. By the way, I think I got to get a pair of blue light lenses. I mean,
oh yeah, I rock them heavily.
Do you really? I didn't know.
Yes,
that.
I wear them at night. I put them on after I do the show for work. I pop on the blue lights and I'll begin my stop doing stimulating things portion of the evening.
Damn. All right. I just feel like I mean, I always spend too much time in front of a computer screen and a TV screen and all that, especially at night. But I think lately, with just being stuck at home and doing this all day, every day, I'm getting like splitting headaches and it's tough to go to sleep. So I think I could get a pair of blue light lenses.
Oh yeah, I mean the sleep and staying asleep has just been a nightmare. Are we
horrible.
Still in the ad?
Horrible. Yes, we are.
Cool.
To get a home try-on kit from Warby Parker, they'll send you 5 pairs of glasses that you pick out from the website. They'll send them to your house with a prepaid shipping return label. There's no obligation to buy. You can try them on, see which ones you like. I've done it plenty of times, actually. I've done it a few times, and it's
that means he's only done it once.
Now, I've done it plenty of times. I have.
Oh, I do it all the time. Oh, well, geez, those glasses just go to camp.
Look at this. Look at this. I've got plenty of Warby Parker glasses here.
I was making a joke about how guys talk. You said I've done it a bunch of times. I was like, you've only done it twice.
I've done it thousands of times. Thousands of times. And I've been good every time. So it's very, very easy. It's very, very convenient. You can see how the glasses look, the quality of the glasses. You can make sure you want them before you buy them. So to try Warby Parker's home try-on program and order 5 pairs of glasses, just go to warbyparker.com/brunch. That's warbyparker.com/brunch for the home try-on program. It's free, it's easy, and it's very, very simple and convenient. And you should just do it because it's amazing. And Warby Parker makes unbelievable glasses. There.
It's time for our new segment called Ask a Gamer, where one of us asks the other one a question about video games.
I'm ready.
All right. So you're a gamer. I'm not a gamer. Here's the question for this week's Ask the Gamer. By the way, you can write in questions for Ask a Gamer, and those tweets will exist.
They will out in the.
Yep, and that's it. Here. That's all that's going to happen with them. But as for that'll be pretty sick. Today's Ask a Gamer is what's hot with this Tony Hawk coming back thing, and here's my Ask a Gamer to myself. Does this mean I'm going to get a video game? Because I might.
You're a Tony Hawk guy?
That I would do. That I'll play. I've spent forever playing that game.
Same. Yeah, and like people got super, super excited about it. I feel like my excitement level is not exactly on that level. But
are you you probably didn't care about Murder Hornets either, it sounds like.
I sure didn't.
You're being one of those poo-poo.
Those are way more
deadly. Murder Hornets.
No, like I was a big Tony Hawk guy, and the Tony Hawk games will forever hold a special place in my heart and an important place in my heart because I spent so many years of my childhood playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. But I just think that like so much of those games are just like it's a lot of nostalgia, and like I'm interested to see how it translates to a newer console, and like I'm interested to see how like they give it a sexy coat of paint. I just don't know how much of like that initial nostalgia hype will last beyond like a few plays.
That's true. I think that also this comes with romanticizing anything. You look back on something you used to do and something you used to enjoy doing and think, man, I was so much happier then.
Yeah.
And like I'm sure that you like the video games you're playing now. You probably think they're rad, but it doesn't mean that like they're doing it for you. Like I think that if we were playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater all day during quarantine, we'd still be like, yo, this sucks.
Probably.
Like I did this thing I kind of like to make me happy, but ultimately, no, this is all no good.
For sure. But I also think that like there's almost nothing more depressing than like revisiting something that you loved as a kid or loved a long time ago, and then realizing that like, this doesn't have the same magic that it used to. That's so fucking depressing. And that's my biggest fear with this.
Yeah, I laughed out loud when I revisited System of a Down's Toxicity for the first time. Still a great album, but just the sloppiest I'm not going to say piece of shit, but like just like the sloppiest mess of mess you've ever heard in your life. Again, still great. The songs are amazing, but you're like, man, I used to listen to this and think this is perfect music. And it's like rushing. They badly need a click track. They're just all over the place. And that does bum you out because you're like, man, it's kind of like I said before, like you think back, like I used to like this, so I must have been happy because I liked something. And it's like, no, we like stuff now too, but it's just, it's not going to mask that the threat, the mosquitoes
are out there. Threat, man. No, I like at the end of the day, I'd rather get like a new Tony Hawk game, like a new sort of modern twist,
and it's like
them trying to like. Well, I'm respecting the threat of them ruining this nostalgia for me.
So it's like 55-year-old Tony Hawk. I want I want a modern Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk 2000, baby.
Jamie Thomas can't play this round. He's not feeling so hot. And like you just can't select him for a little bit because like he's like just getting old. You're like,
oh, you can't select Bob Burnquist because Bob Burnquist has died.
Did Bob Burnquist die?
No, I'm just maybe soon. He's old. I don't know.
Can I remember any other skaters in that? So I remember Bob Burnquist, Chad Muska.
Mm-hmm.
Was that?
Yep.
Tony Hawk, I believe, was in it. Nobody was ever Tony Hawk.
No, that's cheating and lame.
Oh, really? That's why I just thought that it was like cool to pick other people. Jamie Thomas.
That's what I'm saying. It's lame.
I loved me some Zero stuff back when I. Someone did ask us to talk about skateboarding, so this counts. Ask a Gamer is also skateboarding talk. I got all Zero stuff when I tried to buy skateboard stuff after that.
Really?
Yeah, that was my shit.
I got Rodney Mullen.
Ooh,
Rodney Mullen's in there. Damn, I'm trying to think of Eric Costin.
Oh, I don't remember him. Let me. I'm gonna pull it up and see.
Yeah, pull up the roster. Bucky Lassick.
Oh yeah, Bucky Lassick. Yep. Best site out there. Best site in the game.
Best what?
Site.
Is that because he has glasses?
No, because he has LASIK eye surgery.
I was going to say I don't remember Bucky Lassick wearing glasses.
Oh, yeah, man, I'm pissed I'm forgetting some of these. Every single one of these is going to be met with of course, Kareem Campbell.
Okay.
Rune Glifberg.
Rune Glifberg.
This one I wouldn't have remembered. Andrew Reynolds.
It sounds familiar. I don't know.
It sounds like it could be the lead singer of Imagine Dragons. What's Imagine Dragons guy's name?
Steve.
Steve Reynolds?
Yep.
What kind of a ripping name is Steve? You know what that's from?
No.
Flight of the Conchords has a song.
I did. I was going to say it sounds like the guy from Flight of the Conchords.
It's they have a song called Rhymenoceros, Hip Hopopotamus versus the Rhymenoceros, and it's just their rap song. And one of the things is like, I'm not a large water dwelling mammal that lives in blah blah. That's a preposterous hypothesis. Did Steve tell you that perchance? Steve. What kind of a rapping name is Steve? It's all over the place. Anyway, Alyssa Steamer.
Never heard of that.
Let me see. Alyssa Steamer. Alyssa Steamer, the first and only female skater in the original roster.
How sexist of me.
That's messed up. All right, now there's 2 unlockable characters.
Oh.
Officer Dick.
Officer Dick?
Yeah.
Nice.
Officer Dick, I hardly know her.
Oh no. What else?
Those are always the best ones. The ones that have in the middle are the best ones. The greatest one of all time, the great Tina Fey, Buster Scruggs.
Yeah, that one's really
Buster
good.
Scruggs, Jesus. And Private Carrera.
No idea.
I don't know. Let's see what. I think Officer Dick was like an out of shape police officer.
He's the dude who chases you, I think, and tries to knock you off the board.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Private Carrera, also a woman. So they had 2 women skaters in the game, both white. Not great, Tony Hawk.
And one of them was locked.
Right. One of them they didn't let play. So if they bring it back, let's say maybe we even out those numbers.
Yeah. And they're coming back with the original.
If they're like true to form.
Yep.
Sorry, those are the rules. We got to do it exactly like the original. Like, all right, well.
He's just like, are you ready to unlock women?
They're like, there's nothing we can do. It's like, well, yeah, there was something you could have done when you originally made the game, which was put more women in it and people of color. And now that you're making the game again, you can fix that. But no, nothing we can do.
Gotta protect the nostalgia, baby.
Everyone will get pissed. So, believe me, we would. Believe me. Gosh.
You should get a video game console. You should get a PS4.
I have to. So I thought about getting a video game thing. I wanted to get a toy during this time. And I ordered a new base. And I'm in the midst of a shipping crisis fiasco with FedEx. It was supposed to get here Monday, and I would just sitting there refreshing. At the end of the day, Monday, it changed to estimated delivery Tuesday. So I'm, all right, whatever. Refreshing. And by the way, this is not me complaining about FedEx or anything. They've got a very hard job right now. But this is a mystery, because at the end of the day, Tuesday, it changed to delivery status pending. Then Wednesday morning, I checked like 9:30. It still said pending. 10, I checked it again, and it said delivered.
Oh, that's
Monday
horrible.
at noon, signed for by David Bean.
That's horrible.
That is the worst case scenario. Yeah. That is brutal. So I called them, and I explained everything that happened. And I even said, I was like, I have screenshots of like from the days when it said when it was going to arrive. And they were like, all right, gotcha. So were you home Monday at noon? I'm like, no, you're not listening. It was not delivered. I'm telling you, it was not delivered. They're like, okay. You
should have been like, where
do you
am
have
I
like a loud
be?
Doorbell? I'm like, there is no way it was delivered and signed by me without me knowing it. I promise you it was not delivered. So now we've got a case opened, and if by tomorrow I have not received it, which I'm guaranteeing you will be the case, I have to have the shipper, the person who sent it to me, report it lost. And I think that's a backwards thing. Because what if the shipper's like, yo, I don't want no trouble. I don't want to be part. Don't drag me into this.
Right, he did his job.
Yeah, he
presumably.
sent it out. He sent it out, I think. He or she. Shout out Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I mean, like,
it seems like they're putting the onus on the wrong person there.
Right, yeah. I'm like, yo, you got to find who updated it to delivered.
Right.
And then you got to say, why'd you do it? Where is it? And that's it.
Where is she?
Where is it?
Where is Rachel? Now you have to call the base Rachel. You have to name the base Rachel.
Ooh, Rachel. But is Rachel Katie Holmes?
No, it's
Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal, one of my least favorite actresses.
Yes. Wait, really?
Yeah.
I think we've gone in on this, I believe.
Yeah, I'm just not a huge Maggie Gyllenhaal fan.
Same. Yeah. Don't get it. Especially like in that family tree. Because Jake Gyllenhaal is like one of my favorite actors.
I don't know how I rate Jake Gyllenhaal, but I don't.
That guy can't miss, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
I liked him as the bad guy in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, did you like him as the Music Man in the Mulaney special?
Yeah, the joke was kind of like you got the joke like 2 seconds in, but I don't think it was like really properly run into the ground. I was not as big a fan of that as everybody else was. I don't know. I feel like I'm not a modern Mulaney fan as much as everybody else.
No,
I feel like I had my Mulaney experience, like got in, got out, and now I think Mulaney's like reaching new popularity, and everybody's been into him for a couple of years now. But like, I don't know. I think like I probably got I was out of love maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I am watching Mad Men, which you should. That should be a no excuses. Pete watches that during this thing.
Yeah, I just don't have a lot of time to do anything other than play video games, to be honest with you.
I was just about to say you don't have enough time. Yeah, I'm rewatching it. I've also been chipping away at rewatching Vice Principals, and that show is funnier and somehow even more terrible than I remembered.
Yeah, you've apparently gone down like a Vice Principals rabbit hole because you sent me a Desus and Mero clip of their interview on that show.
That was great.
It was very good. I watched the entire thing.
Goggins and McBride just hanging out.
Goggins being a loud, clinky bracelet guy. What a move. What a guy.
It showed that there is like a little Lee Russell to him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like he was cast to be Lee Russell for a reason. I think there's like some traits within Walton Goggins that made him. I mean, he was a perfect guy to play that character.
There are points in that series, and I didn't remember this. There are points that like where you actually feel bad for Lee Russell.
Yeah, because like his wife hates him.
No, he's like a terrible person,
but he's just like genuinely unhappy.
But everyone hates him so much. Like, and like it's a very big like chicken or the egg thing. I think they like sometimes you're an asshole, and then people don't like you because of that, and then that makes you a bigger asshole, and then you think, oh well, no one's on my side, and then you're like a miserable person, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse. That is Lee Russell to a T. But like his family, like his sisters, you see the one where he goes to his dad's funeral. His sisters are so mean to him.
Oh yeah, they're so mean to him. I forgot about that.
And he has this like ridiculous fear. He's like getting his suit, and there's a little tiny like white spot on it. And he's freaking out to his wife. He's like, "This is gonna be terrible. My sisters are gonna say this looks like dried up cum." And she's like, "No, they're not. No one's gonna say that." And like immediately they like pin him down and are like screaming in his face, like chanting stuff about dried up cum. Horrible.
Have you been watching any sports lately?
Yes, I've been watching The Last Dance and then crying about it for 50 hours on Twitter after. Oh, wait, that's everybody else. No, I'm watching The Last Dance, and I like it, but it's not that good.
Yeah, I've watched it, and like I'm very entertained by it and all that, but I'm just like, I'm not like, this is the greatest thing ever, like everybody else apparently is. Although the music's awesome.
Oh, yeah, dude, I did a meme. It was the Last Dance music budget and Stranger Things music budget, and it was a shot where there were two Spider-Mans pointing right at each other saying, well, who the heck?
There you go. You big meme guy.
Very similar.
With currently no NBA, NHL, or MLB, you might think there's nothing left to bet on. Well, guess what? You'd be wrong. Our exclusive partner, BetOnline, still has hundreds of events, games, and props to wager on, from their online casino to poker and blackjack, as they're bringing the Vegas to you. Are you missing the NFL? Well, no problem. BetOnline has live daily Madden NFL 20 simulations you can wager on.
I've done it.
You have done it. You've told me about this, and I was shocked. You have become like somewhat of a gambling degenerate. Like, you're not like betting the house and stuff, but you're betting on weird shit.
I was gonna say I've taken a break, but I am doing a weekly poker game also. So like the only place I'm spending money is
Yeah.
gambling.
I'm so jealous of that. I want a weekly poker
I'll
game.
tell you about it. We'll rustle
You'll
something
tell
up.
me about it. Cool. I'll just get to live vicariously through you. I mean, I
You can
wish I just had friends.
join the
If you're
Zoom.
into entertainment betting, you can still bet on Survivor, Big Brother, American Idol, stock prices, and even the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. All open 24 hours a day and all online. Visit the website or use your mobile device and join today to receive your new welcome bonus with promo code CLNS50. That's CLNS50. Bet online, your online wagering solution.
Here's a question off of that.
By the way, it's betonline.ag. I don't know. For some reason in the copy, it doesn't have the actual website anywhere. So betonline.ag.
Get there. Go to it. Here's a question off that. If such a thing existed, would you do a simulated fantasy football league? And I know that football wouldn't be taking place right now normally, but if someone was like, hey, for the next 17 weeks, you draft your teams, you do the whole thing, and then once a week or like on Monday night, Thursday night, etc., we'll simulate games and you get the fantasy points based off of that. Would you do it?
No, because that's just that's adding an extra step into something that already exists. Like there is for Madden 20, you can have online franchises that you can run and have like a fantasy draft to draft your team. And then like you play the games, but you could just simulate those games.
But you do. That's all I used to do in Madden.
No, well, yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
We used to just like simulate the season, do the draft, take a 7th round pick, turn him into a star, and then after a year, they'd be like, "Hey, I'd like a new contract because I'm a 7th round pick. I think I deserve a bit of a raise." And then we would bench them and franchise them every year for the rest of their career and never let them play football again.
Just the pettiest Madden franchise.
Me and my friend Mike, we would get so happy when it would pop up like, new contract, please. And so then we would bench them and then it would go, do you remember this? It would say, like on their headshot, it would say like, trade me.
Yeah.
It would say trade me. We'd be like, yes, we got him. Yeah, it was ruin his career. That's all we did. We just franchised.
God damn, that's awesome.
And obviously, you got a lot of money, but like it was such a fun move to just like try to trick players into asking for anything and then ruin their life over it.
Dude, we should just. You need to get a PS4 just so that we can like stream a franchise and just be the worst owners ever.
Crooked owners.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
It would be so fun, dude, to just be like, just like fucking sabotage an entire franchise and be horrible to the players.
It's got to be people that don't exist. It's not like it wouldn't be fun back when we would do that if Javon Curse was like, hey, I'd like to be closer to my family. And we were like, no, you need to get just like random people who you put them in a position where they're going to succeed more than expected, where you put them in a position to overachieve. And then once they realize they've overachieved, you
rip it away from them.
You just, you crush them. You crush them.
It is like the most toxic relationship ever for a fucking GM.
Dude, that's all my buddy Mike and I, is all we did. We would play sometimes we would play the week 1 game so we could rack up one player's stats and put them in, like we traded for the first overall pick and drafted a punter and moved him to tight end.
Oh my
and then we played the first game and threw every pass to him, gave him like 5 or 6 touchdowns, made him a Pro Bowler. And I don't know, then he was probably like, oh, hell yeah. Congrats to me on my season. And we were like, hey, we heard that. Career's over.
Back to punting, asshole.
Right.
Yeah, I'm down with that. That sounds fun to me. But to your original question, like you can have online franchises and stuff with your friends in like a league and you draft your own teams and you play each other. So like you don't need the fantasy aspect of that other than the draft. You don't need to have fantasy points. You can have actual game points.
The reason I got out of video games is because they gave you way less leeway over the years with doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, you couldn't
They
change.
take away features all the time, and it's so fucking annoying.
So is it still like that? Like, could I not do the things that I'm talking about right now, where I can like take a punter and move him to tight end and do all these wacky things?
I'm not totally sure. Like, I think Madden has sort of like put restrictions on where you can put players and things like that.
It's
But
the
I'm sure
worst.
there's workarounds that we can find.
Back in the day, you could just play a game.
You could play like
You'd
you
be
could
the
put
R words,
anybody
right?
anywhere.
Be the R words. Move Champ Bailey to running back
Running
or
back,
to quarterback.
Yeah,
And he was like the best player in the game.
yeah.
It was so
I know
much fun.
it's stupid that they like, put those restrictions on. It just like limits the fun that you can have.
Right. Well, and that's all we need right now. Limiting the fun that we. If there's one thing that I need a limit on in these uncertain times, you know what? If you could cap the potential fun, just give me like a mosquito column every day. That would really hit the spot.
But I think we could have fun with that. We could find ways around it. You need to get a PS4. Just do it. Somebody
I'll
donate.
consider it. Now I'm afraid of shipping though. I'm gonna have to deal with this again with FedEx. I'm afraid of shipping. I'm scarred.
That's true. Whatever. Hope for the
I could
best.
pick up. I could
Respect
do
the threat.
Yeah.